Okay, so it was correct. Yes! It was a guesstimated guess, but... So, last time we were talking to the Goblin King in the Orb, or the previous Goblin King in the Orb, who has given his kingdom to Jared, his adopted son. One of those fun situations. We were planning on watching through the end of the events before the time loop. Before technically jumping out of the orb at the restart.
Orb.
Sorry. For a second. Gassy since dinner. Didn't want to belch in everyone's ear. Okay. I know there was some requests for certain spells. I think I actually worked on those as well somewhat during that month. I've been on hiatus from this. And before technically I got this new job. So over here. Forgot to pop that up because my computer rebooted the other day and closed everything on me. I was prepared for this, and then it's just like, time to reboot. Good, here we are. I believe we were being asked about minor illusions. Also, there's going to be a difference on how the lunar damage is going to work going forward. It will not automatically force shapeshifters. There will be an ability to grab, and this is so that the meta does not become solar and lunar damage without grabbing that. I will be treating it as if you already have that ability, though, so you don't have to worry about grabbing it.
Copy that.
You wanted minor illusion, I believe it was. I did get that finished, right? Pretty sure I did. I did all the cantrips I had. Yes, I did. So I will allow you to get the minor illusion. Is there any other like minor things that people were thinking about asking to pick up?
We haven't come to think of it. We have not gotten RP in a long time in this regard.
I know.
It's true.
Which I don't know if we've done anything that particularly gives us it. It's just I also have not seen us get any in a while.
Yes.
And I'm buying an ability, so my brain is thinking about it. Because yes, I did want minor illusion. Because I wanted to be able to basically create holograms so people see them.
Right now, I will have you guys have to ask if you guys can technically get certain ones because you are currently in a limited area to learn things. But you do have access to a really old mage that has the ability to technically clone himself, and has been around for a while, so as well as books in your guys' inventories. So there is some wiggle room. As for RP, as long as everyone's numbers have been keeping tracked, I was going to give you all 50. I forgot to do this between sessions because, well, we've all had a lot of chaos going on.
Yes.
So you guys do have an additional 50 RP to play with, which is enough to get up to a level 9 ability if you guys really want to. You forgot to put down your power level for Thomas. Okay. Put that RP there.
We have to have 65 to spend.
That looks like
I have
226.
85 right now.
Okay. I updated Victor and Thomas already.
Yay.
So you guys can technically just look at the new and current document for the most part if you have questions on like elemental changes and whatnot, because most of it is like the arcane stuff in the new book. The old book broke. I broke it because my internet was going down on and off, and when I was working on it, and it just did not like how much I was having to do with it.
Yep.
So apparently I was too rough with Google Drive. I don't know. So
Lycan,
trying
do
to
you
get the
have
link.
the link to the... Yeah, I can't get on that doc anymore. Do you have the link to the like ability chart so I can put the like spells and abilities?
Yep, I'm getting that to throw in the chat here for you guys. Because this is the new one. So far, it's just the core books. I will be redoing everything else into there as I can. A lot of the cantrips have been redone. I've been reworking a lot of the other abilities, but haven't quite used them yet. So I will be adjusting your guys' abilities in a little bit. Because with what I had to do for updating the system, I had to make it to where I can modularly make abilities and have the actual cost go up instead of just 3 or 4 different varying cost types that making a meta accidentally. But
How many RP would it be to kick up Solar Ray?
Solar Ray itself is just a spell itself. You can't kick it up. But you can... actually, your Destruction, I believe, is at Master rank, isn't it? I think your Destruction is at Master. Isn't it? Skills. Magic, School, Destruction, Master. Yes. So you'd be using Destruction probably in that. So that's... It's at peak performance.
Nice.
The only other thing you can do is increase like the number of stacks that go on it, increase your stat. Beyond that,
So sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I remember there being a like spreadsheet, all of the skills.
a lot of that's been
abilities.
getting reworked.
Copy that.
Because I needed to redo a lot of the issues that there were. So some of the spells are going to be completely removed, some are going to be broken up, some of them have been condensed. There are multiple sight spells and that kind of stuff that you guys, like reading auras, that you guys can do now, and I believe I even added. Where is it? I believe I. Suppress aura as well, so you can try to hide like your nature and all that stuff. Hold up, somebody poofed. Draven, come back. You can blame it all on me.
My apologies for interrupting. I think you were talking about something else.
Yes, it was the solar ray, and which Draven kind of poofed. So, I must wait till Draven gets back, because I can't answer that one. So we will switch gears until Draven is back. Oh, you're back. Okay. Because I don't get the join sound when I'm streaming, so it just sounds like silence to me. Okay. Besides that, you can improve your stacks bonus to add even more stacks, which gives you a better baseline. You can improve your, I want to say your wizard, right?
Yeah.
You can improve your intellect, which will improve the damage even further. I am working on the meta magics as well, and trying to figure out balances for those. So you'll be able to do those eventually and pick those up to boost them. A lot of that is going to have charts.
Yeah, I'll worry about grabbing things after this is over.
Yeah. The other thing is, technically there are better versions of the solar ray, which is just a ray.
Yeah.
I believe I've got I got the arcane one done already, which should be like arcane beam or something. But it's going to pack more of a punch and be more of a to whom it may concern in this line. Apparently I did not get that one translated over yet. Okay, yeah. Yes, because I was going to add piercing to it. Yes, that's right. Because again, it's going to be to whom it may concern in the line up to X amount of targets. Which your skill will determine how many extra targets it can puncture. Okay, so minor illusion is in the document for you.
I do see it. It looks like it's a T0.
Yep, T0.
So 5 points.
Yep, 5 points. It's got multiple modes. That's misspelling there. Okay. It's got multiple modes, and it kind of has a moat if you have something that's continually going on. So
Mostly I'm just going to be using it to, like, here's a map.
Mhm.
Here's where we need to go.
And that's
little X appears.
And that's the thing, is you can switch it between each of the modes depending. As long as you're kind of using an action to do, well, yeah, a standard action to do such, so 2 AP. You will notice on some of these, they also have charge up. Charge up is going to be a new thing added to the game. It's so that you can cast the spell over multiple rounds and not have to, 1, have all the action points in one turn, or 2, split it up amongst multiple turns. For example, like Mage Hand is 4 action points now. So you can split it amongst 2 turns, or just for a normal speed individual, just burn all your action points and just cast it in one turn. And then do stuff the next turn. So, this addition to the game was added because I found that to balance some of the higher durations, it would be better to make them cost more action points as well as more mana, and not make it only more mana. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of updates to the game that should balance it and make it a little bit more intuitive, even if you want to sit here and tinker on making your own stuff as well and then suggest it. But we have minor illusions that Axe wants. Nyx, did you want anything?
I don't know. I think that's something I'm still working on.
Okay. And Stella?
Yeah, just having a thought. I'd just like to pop up a couple of skills.
Okay. And that's
Countered stuff. I kind of want to increase my like my cardmancy
um
and possibly like destruction. Phosphomancy, I mean.
yeah, phosphomancy and tychomancy. Okay. Because the abilities for the cards for capturing things right now are still being retinkered. They are. The slight thing that I'm having to look over is how I'm going to balance them based off of how I rebalanced summoning. So it's no longer going to be based off of your power level, but rather the power level grouping of that tier that's allowed. Let's see here. Yes. You guys have access to the new document and a lot of the updates coming down the pipeline now. Kind of forgot that was a thing. I know me and Nyx have talked a little bit about it, but that's because we've streamed a couple of times, and I think... Didn't you pop in while I was working on it once?
I did. Yes.
Yeah. I haven't been able to stream me working on it for a while because of the new job. Still getting used to the whole first and second shift.
Yeah.
Oh. And one more down.
Whoa.
There we are.
I don't know why it's doing that.
Oh, don't
It
worry.
happens sometimes.
Don't worry. I'm expecting that to happen here and there while I'm streaming. The internet has gotten worse and then got better, and then it's kind of in and out. So I'm hoping I don't have.
I know what it is.
Oh. Are we downloading
Discord's
things?
got an updated... No, Discord's got an updated version I'm not on.
Yeah. I updated before everyone joined. If you want, we can wait a second while you update that.
Yeah, you're back.
This way, the only problem we should is my internet just every once in a while deciding that it has no upload speed. That's been fun when it happens and we're playing Deadlock. I get to be in a flip book.
It's no fun.
That one?
Hello?
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I think it was just a minor update. Okay. So back to...
Anyways, I wanted to upgrade mine because I've seen what happens when someone upgrades their capacity for stuff like phosphomancy, and it's like suddenly it's like, whoa, hold on, that's huge.
I have rebalanced some of those numbers though. So like I've been rebalancing them. I'm not going to apply them this session. I will apply them next. But like some of them have been slightly nerfed because the numbers were getting a little too exaggerated and too big early on, and it meant that there would be no improving into other spells or abilities. Which means that all people would be doing is just sinking points into stats, and it becomes an arms race of choose what your gun is and just buff the gun.
Can you tell me about alter form?
That's T1, right?
Yes.
That one I have not quite put together, but it's going to allow for a few modes. So it's going to be one of those modular spells that can allow you to change certain aspects of yourself.
I see.
It'll be one at a time that you have to choose, but each one will have a moat. So you could add like tentacles, so with suction cups, so you can climb walls. You could add, claws. You could change your mouth to a jaw with fangs. You could, each one having their own kind of duration, but it does mean that a dispel can damage each one of them.
I see.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out if I want to restrict it to one effect at a time, or if I want to allow the multiple still. That's why it's still a work in progress. Because if I allow multiple, it does cost more, but it's a lot of tracking for the player.
I see.
So I'm trying to balance that issue, but the goal is to allow it to where it's like a beast totem barbarian, that kind of stuff, to where you could just shift your form. I do know shape shifting, which might not be on here because I think I might have forgot to put it in the other book, is going to be making a comeback as well. And that's going to be coming when I'm putting a lot of these stat blocks together for animals.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Make it so that you guys already have stuff to sit here and shapeshift into. But now, okay, for card trick and cheat.
I should have come standard with.
So card trick itself, it's a mode spell. You have to choose which mode you're doing. Same with cheat. So it will allow you to, as a quick action, sit here and do something. So it's not exactly a full action. So it can be done while, say, gambling. You could sit here and switch out things, that kind of stuff. That's the purpose to cheat. Card trick could be used during that. It's mostly used for just doing all sorts of card tricks, like bridging.
Yeah, that's why I said it. I feel like I should have come standard with it. That's literally why I got Mage Hand.
Yeah.
Is because card trick I don't think existed at the time.
Yeah, and card trick will work with Mage Hand if you have the improvement that allows Mage Hand to use spells. So the Mage Hand itself will be able to just do silly little card tricks. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic for the Mage Hand spells because most of them are touch based that they have to be. Okay. Yes.
You said 50. I'm
Yeah.
I'm still, getting comfortable with the mechanics of the game, so I don't know exactly how much some stuff costs. How much would Corruptive Burst cost?
Corruptive Burst. That's a
The
T2.
T6.
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 That would be 35 because it's going to be the tier plus 1 times 5 is approximately how many RP it's going to be worth. Yeah, you've got.
I've got a lot of that.
Oh yeah, because it uses fear stacks. Yeah.
Yes,
And you're using
I'm
fell
fear stacks
damage.
at depth right now.
Yeah.
And I could theoretically increase my fear stacks. But I feel like giving myself a nice burst with a difficult DC to beat is really nice as well. And I can increase fell stacks at a later date to make that more effective. I feel like this is really strong. Can we talk about MP right now?
Yes. Let me also give you one warning on the burst. It doesn't care if it's friend or foe.
That's fine. Wait, I mean, I get to pick a target, though, don't I?
Yes, you get to pick a target that's got fear stacks on. But anyone within that 3 square blast radius. Friend, foe, invisible creature, it doesn't matter. Now, it's great if they have a bunch of invisible minions. Because to whom it may
couldn't be
concern.
any worse than my glow spell, which is,
But
fuck everything in this area over multiple turns.
But the burst,
Yeah,
if you're looking for a single target, if you look into Surge, does the same thing on a mono target.
Okay. So would I be able to, with 50 points, would I be able to go, Corrupt Surge, and then also increase the potency of my fear stacks?
Yes, by up to the next tier, which would be 5 points left that you would have, because you would be using 45. Because
And
you're
with
at
50
what?
RP, I get with the 5 RP I have left, am I able to increase any of my base attributes at all?
No, those are a 10.
That's a 10. Okay.
Yep, those are a tier 1, so it's up until you get to 10. If it's at 10 to get to 11, it's a tier 3.
And would the modifier for my fear stacks and burst, I'm sorry, what is it? It's not fear burst, it's fear, sorry, it's corrupt,
Corruptive Burst or Corruptive Surge. You're going for Corruptive Burst.
surge.
Um,
Well, I want to go surge. I think the tier 2 for a little bit cheaper to make sure it's a single
okay,
target.
so
I think that's a great
15.
idea.
Yeah, so that's 15. If you can go up to because where are we on yours? You are currently at Adept. If you're trying to go as far as you want with it, Novus Adept. So there's 3 more tiers above, which means that you could put 30 points in there, which would be 45, but it gets you mastery.
Got it. And what is the modifier for these elements?
It depends on the spell you're using. So, being your Eldritch Bolt is cunning, it's going to use your intellect.
Got it.
Unless you have
depending on max, I can go up from here.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. And you also technically have Scholarly Knack, which will allow you to override everything as if it has the cunning anyways.
Right. But I do need to use AP in order to do that.
Scholarly Knack, no, that's a passive of it.
Oh, in order to activate Cunning Style, I'm sorry.
No, that's cunning style for the weapon damage. If you're doing weapon
Oh.
damage, Eldritch Bolt itself has cunning on it, and any spell you can override with cunning automatically because the scholarly knack.
Okay, okay. So both my Fear Stacks and my Eldritch Strike are currently using Cunning. Because of Scholarly Knack.
Yes. Yes.
Got it. Okay. In that case, I feel like it makes most sense to try to take to go up to tier to grab Corrupt Surge.
Okay.
I feel like that just gives me more of a it gives me more options. And I would like to use the remaining points into intellect to improve my intellect.
Okay, so not going to increase your stacks, just going to. Okay.
Yes, I think so. I think I'll keep that at adept for now.
You can go up to 3 points into your intellect.
So 13.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Wait. Actually, you're at
sorry.
10. My bad. That's 20 per increase once you're past 10. Once you go past 10.
If I go to 11,
Okay.
11,
You have
just increase by
15
1,
points
20.
left
And
out
what
of your
does that
50.
give me?
I believe, right? Yes, 35. So,
Yes, yes.
that would give you 15 points left. You could sit here and get a +1 to your stacks if you want, or another thing you can do, which is cheaper at this point. And this is talking strategically with my game. You have. You do not have any school except for artificing, actually.
Correct.
Um,
I guess what I want destruction if I wanted to use Corrupted Surge.
Destruction would give you a boost to your fear stacks for both your Eldritch Bolt and your Eldritch Strike, so that would be a good idea. Or elemental or element fell, one of those two.
I see.
Destruction gives you the
Destruction.
destruction gives you the wider benefit of any destruction spell, but fell gives you a boost to any fell spells. So like if it was a element fell ward, it would get boosted.
I will take Destruction Training Novice.
Yep.
And I will take Corrupted Surge, and I will take Fear Stacks to the next tier.
Okay.
And then I
Well-
think I still had enough to get my intellect up to 11, correct?
I believe skills T1 as well. Yeah. Skills +10 per each point.
Got it.
But it would give you a +1 to damage, +1 to accuracy with it, and +1 to stacks that you're performing.
Excellent.
So it
I just
does.
wanted to be sure I was clear on that. Sorry.
The only thing that it doesn't do with not increasing your stack thing up a tier is you don't increase the maximum stacks that it can do. But you're getting that +1 from getting that increase in your skill or an increase from your stack going up.
Okay. So I can either take Fear Stacks Intermediate, or I can take the Destruction category.
Yeah.
The Destruction Training.
Yep.
Okay.
And once you get to
I
like
think-
Master Destruction, there becomes this kind of like peak where you have to kind of get those bonuses from other areas.
Got it. Okay. I'm taking the base mental stat. I'm taking the increase to my intellect. I will leave Fear Stacks Adept. I will take Corrupted Surge.
So
And
that
that uses
is
my points,
30.
correct?
Yeah, you got 5 left, and that's enough for like a T0 cantrip thing.
sick. In that case, I'll take.
You can also save them. You don't have to use them.
I'm gonna use them. What's an action? Hmm. Give me a second to come back to that because I do want to take this, but it'll take me a second to figure out which one I want.
Any other questions from other people while Nyx is plotting?
I'm kind of stumped on what to do because I need to run numbers and I
Yeah.
can't. I have no ability to actually input these things in. Don't generally have the complete information.
Yeah.
So I'm not entirely sure on which would be a better pathway for mine, improving my 'cause I mean I think I'm like only an adept in card mage stuff. So I might benefit from having another nudge in Phosphomancy and Card Mage, but I don't know what that looks like. And I don't know whether I should just focus on like Card Trick and stuff like that purely because that really should be like in my build to begin with, because that's kind of how I portrayed as an author to begin with.
Yeah, we just didn't have the points at the beginning, and then you place the points in other areas instead.
Yeah.
Which is why I've been developing certain rules for starting to ensure people kind of grab certain things, including setting up the backgrounds to be a certain way.
Yeah, that's another reason why I said, hey, why don't we have it be like when you're starting, you have this many points, but that many points includes like, you know, a spellcaster use this many RP points and you gain this, and it comes standard with these spells.
That's why backgrounds as well as races are coming with standard abilities, and if somebody gives you extra points from there, it just is you picking them.
Yep.
But it also means that any overlap refunds you X amount of points depending on the overlap. I have had that slight issue while I was designing the Elemental Plane of Fire. Some of the stuff, certain races had the same thing that a background would have. So it just refunds you like the 10 points or something. So you get to play with an additional 10 points that the other players technically might not have free, but that's because they got the background and the race having multiple others. Your Tychomancy is actually at basic.
Oh shit.
Yeah. You have no. You have never improved your Tychomancy. In fact, you are only a novice in Phosphomancy and Abjuration. You have been buffing stats and trying to acquire more spells more than you have been buffing skills.
Sure.
And that's because, again, with how the system is set up, there are multiple ways to get that end result. Some of them are limited to how big they can perk things up, but they're also cheaper for improving with that limitation.
What does bumping phosphor technically?
You were cutting in and out.
Sorry, what does bumping up my phosphor actually do on the side?
So Phosphomancy 2.
Psychomancy only does stuff if I'm gambling. Basically.
Yeah, and Phosphomancy will be any Phosphomancy-based spells, which are going to be any umbral, lunar, or solar spells. So yes, you have the light, the reflection, and the darkness are all affected by phosphomancy, and some illusions can use phosphomancy. Those ones are still slightly in development.
What I'm saying is, how is it affected? Stats nudged. Because I bump it from novice up. I don't know, master. What am I looking at?
It would go from a +1 to a +5, and it depends on the spell, because any spell that has an Amplify 1, that's just a +1 per bonus. If it has an Amplify 2, that's 2 per bonus. So a lot of those higher tier spells are going to have those heavier amplifies on, so that higher cost for learning and higher cost for casting is actually balanced out by giving you a nicer kind of reflection on that dedication to your skills in that.
Gotcha. So Lunar Strike would just be 5.
Yes, but your lunar, the lunar sphere becomes a nightmare.
Lunar Glow on my side doesn't actually have the amplifiers in it yet.
Yeah,
That was made before that was added.
yeah, because that was a tier 5, right? So this is where I reveal.
They don't have a sphere, actually. They have.
Yeah, you
I
have
Lunar
glow.
I have been considering getting a lunar ball because glow lasting turns is actually detrimental.
Oh no,
Sometimes
no.
I just want to explode some damage and then leave.
Yeah, you're looking for like a ball instead of the glow. The sphere is a remote controlled spell that you can move towards your enemies and does the same thing as glow, but is movable.
It bounces around. Causes problems.
Well, you have to use action points to do it, but yes. In theory. In game theory. Where did I put that? Oh, I don't think that's been translated over to this book yet because of...
Yep, it's not
numbers.
there. This is why I'm having some issues.
Yes, because some of them I am having to entirely rework. Glow is getting a major rework. There's a reason why certain things were done. Your glow is probably going to cost more, but
That's fine.
yeah, we've also noticed that the glow is a very powerful spell, but with that extra cost, I've also added a few extra little perks to it, like extra damage.
The main thing with the glow, so I like it for doing sustained damage. So if something is stuck in its place, it's a fantastic. But if things can move, it's not that great. It's great when things are forced into that location. So when you crowd control someone in there, it's amazing. But
it's also great for
if they're not-
preventing people from moving through that area if it's the only method of moving through.
But in most situations, I'm looking at like, oh look, a giant stack of zombies. Well, let's go ahead and throw a bolt. So I'm less looking at it as flow, and I might go for getting a ball, like a burst or something.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The ball spells are very much like fireball. You throw the element, it explodes.
Yeah.
And
And
again,
burst is the same. It's this square and everything around it.
burst is you need stacks on it, so you have to add the illuminated first. But yes, you can burst with solar or lunar. You can surge with it as well. There is a later thing where you could technically eat the stacks as well. Nom nom stacks regen me. You can also technically diffuse stacks on someone and cause them to heal. Which is great if you're trying to make sure your friends aren't dying from stacks that you also have some control over.
Yeah.
Because it purges them a little bit and it heals your ally.
That one.
Which is also great if you just accidentally throw it and hurt your allies a lot. Again, I've been
Oopsie. Here, let me give you a little bit of health back.
being it's a much higher level spell. Actually, it does heal a fair amount. It also costs a fair amount. Yes. Any other questions and whatnot? Notations, requests, things I'm missing within the list and other lists, because
I would like to at least go up one level in phosphomancy.
I'll go ahead and do that and minus the 10 points.
Up that.
If there are any spells or requests for spells that you have, do make them. I will be adding notes because I have been. That's what that whole note thing is trying to.
What's the
Add
conversion
additional.
rate for PL, by the way?
5 to 1.
With my last 5 stacks, I took Conjure Trinket. I feel like this will be a very nice character moment for the boy.
I mean, yeah, Conjure Trinket could work. Yeah. I would have suggested the.
I get 3 PL.
Yeah.
Never again will I have to ask for a bucket. I will simply craft my own bucket.
You have learned to conjure a bucket from the fell.
I have become so familiar with buckets for the sake of my own vomit that I have crafted my own.
So we have now gotten to the cartoon physics of it.
Yes.
Get this being a bucket.
Is there a because one of the ones I've been looking at is stealthy because it works in the phosphor. I want to use umbral, but I just want to like generate umbral or obscure stacks on myself. So I don't know whether or not that's considered like a self aura, not like a projected, like a personal one, or if that even exists, because it's literally just me gain obscure stack, and that's it.
The other ones are being worked on, but for a easy one, there is a T1 for each and every stack already developed and balanced. What you are looking for, I believe.
I want to be like, I'm gonna go stealth now, and then just.
If you
fade out of
want
existence.
darkened stacks, you're looking for shade. If you're looking for, where's the other one? Because I know there was another one. Because there's one that's supposed to add obscure stacks.
I want essentially a stealth spell, so it'd probably be darkened and obscure stacks.
Am I missing that? Ha! Well then. Nope, concealment. Here we are. Obscure stack. Which, that is considered an abjuration, so, being you do have Novus Abjuration, you would technically produce 2 stacks of obscure. The problem is, those ones only add individual stacks, so having a higher skill is better, and having the bonus for getting those stacks is better too, because it just amps up that free spell for more stacks on you. So we're trying to go stealth build for you now. Okay. We
I'm fully
have
stealth. I just want to be able. So, I want to be able to use my shift in betweens, and it's way easier if I can just kind of make myself disappear.
Yeah, and for a quick action, being able to just darken the area you're in temporarily, because yeah, it goes away the next turn. It gives you
Specifically, I
a
was looking to just give myself stacks, darkened, and
yeah,
concealment
and that's the
that
thing.
maintain like a moat.
Well, that's the thing. It ticks down every turn.
Yeah,
So that means you would get it for one turn, you'd be able to use it to shift in between, and then you would be next turn have to do it again if you want to, but it's a 2 action point thing to be able to just freely use your shift in betweens.
I was about to say, is there a way that I can have that continue? What I'm looking for is essentially to get a couple of turns out of.
Yes, as I said, you would increase the skill and or the stack bonus with it. So with Shade, you are looking at... You already have Phosphomancy, which you boosted up to Adept.
I'm working.
Hmm?
I'm working on. I'm trying to find it in my list.
It's going to be School Phosphomancy. So Magic School Phosphomancy. Because that, just with what it has, you have 2 stacks, so it's actually 2 turns before you run out of stacks. If you get darkened, if you get the darkened improvement stacks thing, Adept, what happens is your cap goes from 10 to 20, and it increases how many stacks will be created by the spell by 1. So you get up to 3, and you can hold up to 20 stacks onto yourself. And that means that you're generating 3 per turn, losing 1 per turn.
The reason I'm saying that is, if I do that, it also technically creates a damage buffer against my own lunar stuff, sort of.
Yep.
Because it means I don't get illuminated stacks when I accidentally walk in low.
Yeah, it blocks 1 per 1. Yeah.
So. Alright, so that would be 10 points per stack thingy? For Shade and...
The Shade is a cantrip, so that's 5. If you're trying to improve the stack thing, that's a T1, so that's 10. The Phosphomancy is a T1, so that's a plus 10.
I'm working on Phosphomancy. It's literally in my... It's so old in my sheet, it's just listed as Phosphomancer instead of Phosphomancy.
No, Phosphomancer is a ability. You need to go to the Skills tab.
Oh.
And then in the Skills tab, you just click the Novice right next to Magic School Phosphomancy, and you select Adept.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
I made that so much easier for you guys so that you guys could just... It plugs, it plays, it tells you, like, at the top, the passive for the roll, is one of them, which is that 10 plus. It tells you what your total bonus is. Example would be Thomas can go through, and so Nyx can go through, and all those magic abilities can add intellect because they've got cunning. So they can treat every one of them as if they have intellect, and it will tell them their total bonus that they should have for 2 hit and all that stuff. So
then I just got 2 cantrips, right?
You got 2 cantrips. It sounded like you were increasing your Phosphomancy skill by 1.
I did that, yep.
Okay, so that puts you at 20 points used. And it sounded like you wanted the Umbral Stacks Adept.
Another 10?
Yep, that's another 10. And it means that technically your Shade will give you 3 stacks every time you use it, which is just 2 action points, because it's a cantrip.
You said 3? 3 per?
Yep. 3 for every 2 action points you spend on it. And yes, you can multicast it, so you can just keep on layering it on until you hit your cap, and then just walk around with this massive shadow looming off of you that makes it hard for you to see and hard for them to see.
Concealment's still 1 per action point, or is it?
Concealment, if you're going for that, it's
'Cause I want to do both at the same time, so I have shade and concealment.
concealment would be currently 2. Actually, your shade is going to be 4 if you did what I said, because I forgot you were already at novice. Abjuration, so +1, so you'd be getting 2 stacks of obscure per every 2 action points. If you do the same exact thing that you did with that, with shade to this, so take the obscure stacks, adept, and take the abjuration up 1, you end up sitting here and getting a total of 4 per cast. So it's technically a 2 per 1 deal, but it's a 2 action point per cast.
Upgrading my skills, or is that like 10 points?
10 points per upgrade per tier. Yes, and if I remember correctly, yes, they're exactly in the order that they should be, of novice, adept, intermediate, expert, master.
Awesome.
When I was designing the character sheets, even before doing all this, I made sure that the orders that I do stuff like that would stay consistent forever.
I'm gonna leave concealment as is for now.
Yeah.
Mess with it later. I'm not trying to do full stealth build, just trying to be able to like get away real fast, and also it makes sense how I as an author with.
Yep. The only benefit that obscure stacks really give you is if somebody's trying to divine you. It counters. So technically it's beneficial at this current time being due to the fact that the guy's using eyes on you guys.
Yeah.
So it does technically give you guys like a boost to stealth. Otherwise, he's seeing a big shadowy cloud moving by. Instead, what obscure stacks do to divination spells is essentially like it makes you grainy until you're not there.
Yeah.
So if you're doing
it'd be
well
really
enough,
nice to have that as an.
Hmm?
But I don't think Azeroth would have picked that up.
yeah. To have what?
To have that as an aura for the entire group. Sorry, the microphone arm on this headset is not long enough. My head is too big for my own headset. So when it slides back on my head ever so slightly, I start having issues.
Ah.
Glitchiness in my voice.
Now, so some of the things that are like passive genetic things you guys cannot grab. If they're not part of your base race, you can't grab claws.
Are you saying I can't suddenly become a werewolf out of nothing? Damn.
No, we have no werewolf in here as an ability, and even then the benefits that come with the werewolf also come with some lovely drawbacks. There is only one race that so far has a passive fast healing ability that the main benefit they have so far is they just have that passive regen 1. But I'm having to see how I'm going to rebalance that just in case, because the lizard people are a little overpowered.
I was about to say, is there any way I could just get regen stacks? Because yeah, if that's the case, I can heal myself in combats.
There
And if it's
are,
a cantrip, that's free.
That are healing spells, yes. Is
I was just saying. I'm not actually asking for it.
oh, because there is a spell right underneath shade. Well, right above shade. It's called Refreshing Breeze. It actually adds a regen stack to you, but it's a restoration spell.
Nice.
Now, regen stacks do go away as well at the end of turn and whatnot, so they do trigger the healing. I'm trying to refix the wording on stacks to all trigger and delete at the same time. Because
Do that.
I had some
I think
that were
I'm done
set
now.
up.
I don't want to derail anymore.
Yeah, because I had some that were set at beginning of turn, some that were set at end of turn, and it's like, this is gonna make it way too complicated. Yes, so we have any other questions, requests? Also, I'm surprised you did not animate Object Tiny.
Any reason I should?
You can animate your cards.
Yeah, but that's what card trick is for. Speaking of card trick and cheat or cantrips, or
Yes.
okay, so 5 each.
Yep.
Okay, I'll take those two.
Anything
All
else?
done.
Shall I?
Let's rock.
Drops a boulder in the middle of the room.
The boulder is not amused.
I'm ready to
On
go.
the boulder.
Alright, wasn't expecting to pop with RP the second we got back, but hey, you know what?
Then everyone was like, wait, we can buy things. We can get things. We can do tricks. So everyone is good now?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Most excellent. So we were going to watch things at this point. And what you guys will see is, as the night starts to fall, the army of Fomorians will get to the gates, and this very large one seems to bust through the doors. The two summoners seem to summon some strange... They look almost like hounds meet snakes, made out of, like, elemental energy. One of them is conjuring a fire-based one, and the other one is conjuring an ice-based one. They seem to be semi-non-corporeal, as if it's just an elemental creature itself. These creatures end up splitting different directions as the army itself starts to come in and split into two different directions from the gate. The gate itself has a fairly narrow area and just the alleys next to where the gatehouse is. So it looks like they're using the alleys to move swiftly into the town while the confusion and panic is starting. You do see some of the Fomorians trying to climb up over the buildings as they go to attack people. Some of them that are on their roofs, some of them that are in the house still. It seems like they are doing this very much guerrilla warfare tactics, as if they already know the town. They know everything about the layout somehow. Which, with previous interactions, you can assume it's because the shaman has been feeding them the information, the attack plan of how to do things. After a small amount of time, it seems the bloodshed seems to be first at quick, and there seems to be a small amount of resistance that just easily gets overwhelmed. A few of the Fomorians do get killed, but not many. And then they start to make their way towards the castle. At this point, you notice the guards have already been dispersed to the town to help out where they can. And the gates are left wide open. They seem to march in, the leader seeming to go in first. Well, the large warrior does. And the shaman seems to be following in behind the rest of the group. With a few of the mirrors that seem to show the inside of the castle, you realize Jared tries to use this strange assortment of pillars and odd objects that he has set up and stairways that seem to allow him to manipulate the actual battlefield on what surface is actually the ground to him. You'll see him pop into a wardrobe and sit here and pop out of a chest on top of a wall and sit here and walk down a pillar about 10 feet. He jumps into what looks like a cauldron and he comes out of something else and onto the other side, and it seems like he's just trying to buy as much time as he can while attacking these people. But these elemental, like snake-like hounds seem to be moving quick enough to try to catch up to him. And the shaman is throwing bolts at him. And Draven just...
Draven's just gonna keep having issues today, unfortunately.
Yeah. Welcome back, Draven.
Sorry about that.
It's
I
okay.
don't know what's up with my internet tonight.
It's like some nights my internet is great in here, and then there's others it messes up, so I get you that providers are not what they used to be. Though, in the 90s, they were pretty garbage as well. So, they got better than they got worse. But no, so, at the end, it seems like it's a combination of multiple spells and things hitting him that seems to take him out. It seems like it's just too many forces at once, and after enough time, it seems like they get him into a sort of checkmate. There's no extra defenses to help him. There's no... He spent all of the defenses on the town to try to ward off the attack. It seems like he accepted his failure as a leader and just tried to sit here and give as much information as he can. Especially knowing that you guys are watching. You do notice that the shaman seems to use a very similar withering magic to what was used on the Leshy. And similar to some of your guys' spells. He seems to be using specifically necrotic magic when he's not using divination. The two conjurers seem to constantly conjure these strange snake hounds. it's seeming not just like normal conjurations, some of them seem to also be tracking spells that just fly towards them as well. So it seems like it's a mix between actual conjuration and guided tracking spells that they're using. And the large warlord that seemed to be mostly thwarted and trying to jump from ledge to ledge to get to him seems to be wielding a large leg bone as a club. And a kind of broken tree stump as a shield on the other arm. He seems more of a threat if he would get in close, but using such tactics, it seems like he is mostly neutralized and just an annoyance that makes you have to continue to move. Is there any other data you might want to have looked at during the attacks or anything else that I may elaborate on?
What time of the night did they reach the castle?
This time it seemed like they reached probably, by our standards, about 9 or 10. The reason being there was no defenses put in front. It seems like he had sent the defenses out and like he's trying to get the reset as quickly as possible to give you guys as much information on these attackers as possible.
Okay.
It seems up until the castle and trying to handle him, most of what was done was not by the shaman, it was by everyone else. It seems like the shaman was reserving his energy for this.
I missed the description. Did he actually? We haven't reset yet, right?
No. I'm letting you guys ask any further questions or ask about any specific things that I might have missed so that you guys can get further information before we do the reset and begin either planning phase or information gathering 2.0, whatever you want to do.
Wish I had a map, but
I tried. It was harder
No,
to try to
it's-
design than you think.
oh, I know it is. I know. I've tried to make maps. I know exactly how hard it is.
Well, no, this is a
so-
labyrinth kind of themed thing, like the 13 o'clock scene with
Yeah.
the stairs and everything, so it's way worse to try to design.
So they come from essentially the forest or something.
Yep.
One part of town. So we know what direction they come. We know
Yep.
where they're at, assumedly.
Yep.
They burst down the gate at roughly a specific time. Because, I mean, that time would probably be the same.
Yep.
So we can kind of mostly write down that time, because that's probably going to be about when they actually get to.
Yep.
So I just wanted. I don't obviously know what time that frame that is. Vocally say, like, we notate that down to make sure we know. They basically spread throughout the town, slaughtering everybody, and then because the gates are open, guards in the town helping. They just walk straight up, less.
Yeah, for
I
this
don't think
this
there's.
cycle.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot. I mean, because I assume that he just doesn't make it for others. But it definitely sounds like there's not enough firepower.
Yep.
Let's see. What time frame do they actually hit the town? When do they arrive to the town before they get?
Probably about 6, 7-ish. 6 or 7, because around 9 o'clock is when they were marching into the castle. And that's because they had absolutely no opposition at the castle.
It takes them roughly 3 or so hours, 4 hours to just
Yes.
annihilate the town.
Yes, because they seem to be thoroughly trying to get everyone.
Kind of messed up. Do they have a specific pattern of how they go through the town, or is it literally? It's like they just seem to know where every single person is and just roll through it.
They seem to know where most of them are. They do look like they were searching for some people. And they also do look like they kind of move around the outskirts of the town first and try to herd the people in. So they use not only the natural walls of the city itself, but they use the kind of idea of trying to push them into a tighter spot first as well to optimize a kill box.
Yeah. So the messed up part is, it's very obvious they've had a lot of time to.
They've had a
So-
lot of time to plan, and they have a leader that obviously has more information than he should.
Yeah. Alright, that being said, I'm okay with a reset at this point, so I will vote on I'm just waiting until after the reset to get out of the
Yeah.
orb.
Yep, I'm just letting everyone ask any questions they might
I know,
have.
I'm just
Yep.
I'm putting my vote in and just letting everyone else do whatever they need to.
We have an idea of what where their camp is. Yeah.
Yes.
Wondering if we might be able to do a preemptive strike. Get the head up before they get to town.
Be difficult. We'd have to somehow figure out how to essentially cut the head off of the snake in the area that they're set up strongest. The only other idea I can think of is that we ambush while they're on their way here.
We would have to let them kind of pass through and close in on the back. If we take out the shamans and caster, it would fall apart.
More than likely. We still might lose some people because we have a whole bunch of bloodthirsty Morians trying to get in here, but we might have to gather some more information because, like, their goal is literally slaughter every single person in town. Why are they so damn bloodthirsty?
Are you asking this out loud?
Yeah, I am.
Goblin
Just to the
King.
group?
The Goblin King goes, "Well, Jared refused to bow a knee. King Ardav was demanding that we join their forces and become subservient to him and help in destruction of the gods." This is what happens when you don't obey Ardav. And if you do, it's not any brighter.
Ardov was, if I remember right, last session. We heard that name and went, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's a long-forgotten king of the Fomorians.
We kill. Take out Ardov, the shaman casters.
Well, Ardov's not here. That was also revealed. Poutine was dealing with issues that he was behind.
Which is also one of those, okay, where is he in our modern era? Because if he's not here, he's not stuck in the time loop.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically a name drop for us to come back to, like, where the fuck is this guy? What happened to him? And do we look into it?
And so that they can't hear, because they don't currently have the stream up most likely. I get to sit here and do a little drop. That's going to be Act 3. Yes?
Alright. Sorry, go ahead. Anyone else have anything to add? Because I don't know what to do in this situation. There's a lot of problems with this, and it just, like, the only options that we really have, from what I can see, is being a strike team on purpose. If we are unable to take them, and if we're unable to take them in one cycle, they'll know that we're coming second cycle. You can remember.
Yep.
Unless we manage to kill the guy that is remembering, and then he might not remember us. From what I understand, it seems like if you die, you have a chance.
And you do have some resources that weren't being used. You guys do have Chumbawamba. You do have the Goblin King. You have Jared, the current Goblin King. And you have Poutine Moose Knuckle, the patron of the North.
Yes.
At least young
We
version
do
of
have
Poutine.
quite a bit of resources, I agree.
Yes.
But from what I heard in the story, the reason why this loop exists is more or less because the Goblin King does not want to take the outcome of this loop. If everyone dies, then it's pointless. It's like that. From what I understand, he has the capacity to get out of here. Abandon. He doesn't
Yep.
want to do that. So the loop is permanent because the level of oomph that they have is too damn high.
Yep.
The reason it's looping continuously, he has never figured out a way to actually conquer.
And up until now, he's been down 5, because there's the 4 of you, any of your resources that you have, and now you guys, because you guys did something I didn't think you would, and everything, that's where you got Poutine from.
Yeah.
So it's like there are 5 individuals, technically, if we want to count the books and scrap as well, we technically have a decent extra firepower that has been added. Now, one thing that I did not mention that was not asked, there is about 12 regular Fomorians. They just look almost like ogreish kind of individuals. The one large one looks like a troll.
Curious. Something to define since they came up to the castle and everything. Are the older Fomorians different than the modern Fomorians? Aside from
somewhat.
general, like, trinkets.
Mostly the armor and everything, but they look fairly similar. So genetics hasn't changed too much. None of them are from one of the extinct branches of the Fomorians.
Okay.
These are all fairly bog standard Fomorians, so to speak. You got mostly foot soldiers, which are mostly your ogre-looking ones. They don't seem to have any special powers. They're just foot soldiers. That's why, like, 3 of them died in the assault. You have the one large, brutish one is a large... He seems almost like a forest troll. But he's much larger than most of those usually are. So it looks like he's probably survived much longer than he probably usually would. One looks almost similar to the lion-maned like Fomorian that you guys have met, but he's the shaman that's got that rock going on. Then the two younger ones, well, the two kind of summoners look a little bit younger, and they look almost like they're half orc and half troll. Like there was some crossbreeding there going on.
Just some general other ones.
Yeah.
All right. I'm upset with what I'm seeing because there does not seem to be very much leeway in how to conquer this situation. Especially since it seems like he can see everything.
He can't
He
see
has
into
eyes everywhere.
He can't see into the orb. He can't see what's interacting with the actual time loop curse. And other things that were mentioned amongst the last several sessions. You've got multiple people who can put up arcane barriers that they'd have to break through to do anything. So it would allow a funnel. You've got access to Chumbawamba, which has his tub of thumping and several other things, which can act as control. You've got several phosphorancers between you and Jared, as well as the Goblin King. Two of them orb, you being cards. You've got a Fellcaster and a Sharpshooter. You've got the access to technically the militia.
Yeah, no, I'm aware that we have some strength. It's not just it's us versus.
I'm just refreshing your guys' memory on each one so that you can, because it might strike up a potential plan. Because I will be honest, I've seen multiple potential plans that you guys could go for here, and several of them could be very nice. So it's kind of reminding you, because it's been a month, and then before that it was 2 months. So,
Okay.
let's see here. You got Poutine, which is a frontliner, so he can be used as a frontliner if need be. And I think that's most of what you guys have that you know about right now.
It's more of with resources that we have and who is around, where can we take them? Because, I mean, we can try to set up an ambush in, like, the city. That's totally doable. But that's going to be where all of the soldiers are at. We can do before the gates, which, you know, again, that's a point where they have to enter, but we would have to, like, come in from the rear there. Or we could try to do a preemptive attack. Like, there's definitely options. It's more of what one do we think is the best.
So, over where their entry point is, how far until they get to the nearest houses to the gate?
That's moments. Once they get through the gate, it's fairly quick. The alleyway is only like a 10-15 minute gap between the wall and the houses. And they cross that fairly quick and climb into the buildings and that. Do what they need to as they sit here and rotate around the town.
Yeah, it's essentially a bloodbath like 30 seconds after the town.
So, how far apart are the houses? Like, are they all connected and sharing walls, or?
Some of them have like a 5-10 foot gap between. Some of them are connected. Right at the gate, you have a about 30-foot gap between there for that large road that carts would usually be able to go through and everything. The gate that they burst through. So you have that kind of center channel there of, we'll say, 30 feet.
Okay. And above table, how many feet can my arcane barrier cross?
With current things and no rework, because rework is still being done, which may actually improve it. But arcane barrier 6. Yeah, you got 6 squares, so that's 30 feet. And technically, even if you just cast one, you can cast another setup, and you have another caster that has access to the spell. So you guys do have several arcane barriers that can be set up.
Are those arcane barriers one-sided? Like, shoot through them?
Yes, you can choose to make them monodirectional or non-permeable in general. And each square has its own HP. So that is a bonus. So you can't just hit like the 30-foot wall and just break the entire wall. Each one kind of has its own separate HP.
I was thinking, options of putting the wall on the inside of the gate mean, they burst down the gate, and all of a sudden, look, there's extra things you have to. If we put the walls on the opposite side of the gate, then they take longer to burst in the door. We can peck off more of them, that type of thing.
So kind of use it as an extra barrier in front of the wall. I mean, in front of the door.
Alternatively, we could set it up in such a way that we can basically funnel them. And that increases the ability of archers to be able to actually take them down better if it's in a funnel shape. Because obviously, path of least resistance is going out the bottom of the funnel.
Yeah, I was thinking pillbox.
Do we have access to explosives, gunpowder, dynamite, anything like that?
Only what you guys have on you, because this is a time well before gunpowder, and that was becoming a mainstream thing. You do have, however, spellcasters that do have big boom.
Internet has poofed for a second. I missed that entire statement.
I said this is a time before explosives were a thing, but you do have spellcasters that do have big booms. One such spellcaster, technically, you were complaining about your one spell. Glow is a very good option here as well, inside
Yes,
Killbox.
it is.
As I had mentioned last session, because the Goblin King had mentioned it, he does have some very potent spells, but he requires things to prevent the damage from harming the citizens. Because they are very, to whom it may concern in the area code.
Yeah.
Jared's spells, from what you could tell, if he was using all of them, he seems to be very one-on-one combat or small splash damage. Most of his...
Essentially, when we get to see him, talking a little bit beforehand.
Yeah. Well, I was talking about with the fight that he had with them.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to fish out information for you guys during that fight.
What did we
Yeah.
catch during that? Just the guy attacking, withering magic, etc.
Yeah, that the shaman seems to have like a withering beam as well as bolts that he can throw. That the summoners have not just the summoned, they seem to have tracking spells that home in and fly to the target as well that look very similar. And that the berserker in the throne room, he is completely useless if you're using the mobility of the room because he can't fit in 90% of the doors. So he has to actually jump and climb and traverse the terrain.
Got it.
So he
I
was
think at this.
more annoying to just kind of have to work around for Jared than he was a threat.
Yeah.
How many archers could we get together?
Okay, so you're asking that one in character?
Yeah.
The goblin goes, do they need to be trained archers?
It would be nice, but having anybody that can fire projectiles is at least a minor distraction.
On the god, we have, I want to say, 2 really decent ones, 4 that are moderately trained, and 6 that are new.
Okay. Because if we made, for want of a better term, a kill box over there by the gate, and we put barriers up to keep them kind of contained, and if we could somehow move carts between some of the houses to make the alleyways between them a little smaller, that might be a good spot to try to take them out.
And there's a lot of houses that would oversee a lot of this fight, too.
Mm-hmm.
The question I have: are we trying to make a kill box outside of the walls, or are we trying to make a kill box? Because we can channel them way easier on the inside, but they have to first,
They
and
have
that's
to
the
get
last
through.
line of defense.
We
Or-
need them inside the walls. The walls are wood or stone?
The walls are stone. The gates themselves are wood.
Okay.
For how large the gates are, they kind of need them to be wood. Stone ones would be a pain to open and close.
So one of us puts a barrier at one end of the kill box, and then somebody puts a barrier on the gate end of the kill box. And either me or you, Calder, drop one of our illumination weapons just beyond the edge of that kill box on the city side. If they even win through, they're still going to be getting damage.
Oh, with how the gate goes, you... If you're putting one in front of the gate and then one opposite side, you still have, once they go through the gate and that wall, they can sit here and disperse down those 15-foot alleyways between the wall and the houses. 'Cause that
Depends on
Hmm?
who's the other caster that can arcane wall.
That you guys know of. I believe Chumbawamba ended up telling you guys that he can.
Okay. I don't know how many he can do. But obviously this is a timed plan. Like, if we throw our Moonlight Glow out immediately, it's not going to be useful because they won't walk into it. So we have to have them all basically beating on the wall and then hit it. Or for them to start hitting the arcane walls and then have that pop down on them while we're doing that. And if we're casting arcane wall on the opposite side, having it shaped correctly would so having it in a specific shape where they can't go down alley, good idea.
Yeah.
Or I mean, it can funnel down into one alleyway, and you know they can try to attack the walls. They can try to go down that one area, because then that creates a kill box. That creates they have to go through this area, and that's their open space. And then I can throw another channeling going in, but that doesn't mean that they're all going to go that way. More than likely, they're going to avoid it until the spell ends.
Right.
That shit
But
hurts.
that's where.
No one's going to run through them.
But that's where we also have Poutine. We have Stella. We have other people with us.
Yeah.
We have what's his name with the puke bucket. He can do stuff too.
Thomas, definitely. Seen him fight before.
Dang, what's his name? That's crazy.
This
Thomas.
is pretty disrespectful. You're usually good with names. Why are we making fun
Sam
of the
Reich,
human?
I've been here the whole time.
I have to
Above
actually
table,
ask.
I
We
forgot.
haven't had anything from you. What do you think? You come from a different area. You have different strategy. What's your
I'll be
insight?
completely honest. If you want my insight on exactly how to go about combating this, evil army that we're gonna get 2 tries for because we get 1 reset before they know exactly what the fuck is going on. I don't have too much experience with this sort of shit. Logically speaking, I think the original plan to just send a strike team forward and scout out the place before they actually get moving, because we do know approximately when they'll get moving, is probably for the best. We don't have the most information to work with, and so I do like the idea of just sitting here and waiting to see how things plot out, taking a reset ourselves before they actually know that we're going in. It's probably for the best, so we can have a full picture of exactly what sort of events we're looking at. But I will say, even if we're not adding ourselves into the discussion, per se, being around for a reset does give the enemy the chance to, I don't know, change things up for whatever other reason he might. Unless I'm misunderstanding the situation here, right? We understand that the shaman has an idea that even if he's not aware of the resets, then he knows that things are changing. And if he has any sort of different input for the time he makes his decisions, we're fucked. The information we get from this reset and watching from the dome means nothing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to ask one thing.
Yes.
Would any of you
Wait,
have?
asking Thomas, or you asking
No,
me?
I'm asking out of character. Would any of you have continued watching while you guys were all discussing this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. No reason not to.
I
It's like
do-
watching a TV.
Okay, good. So,
Oh, yeah.
I need some perceptions from you guys.
Sure.
This will maybe
Oh.
give you some information to play with. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know where my dice are.
Well,
I
remember,
have-
there's a dice thing on your character sheet.
Oh, just a minute. I like physical.
I know. The click clacks.
I'm rolling.
The click clack. So I mean, why did I buy him otherwise?
It takes a while to roll. Hold on, give it a second. It's still rolling.
Oh, you're using the auto roller?
Yeah. 21.
I got 20. Oh, wait.
I'll
The
remind
worst
you
part
that
is I know that I have my dice nearby. I kept them on purpose for this exact reason.
I'll remind you that my perception rules, Mike.
15.
It's 27.
Yeah, Stella.
26. I'm forgetting how to math. I'm a little tipsy.
Of course, the two people who were not
30.
primarily focused on the conversation were the ones with the higher rolls so far.
I would agree. I would say I was focused on the coffee listening the entire hour and a half we've been live. I've
Yes.
simply not felt the need to interject, I suppose. I
Yeah.
apologize.
No, it's one of those things. Your character didn't have anything to say, and it makes sense that the people who are postulating on that so far has rolled lower.
When he's not panicking and puking into a bucket, he's paying attention.
I mean, he was an investigator.
24 on my side, actually.
Yeah.
24? Okay, cool. So, you can notice for a few moments that the leaders do seem to get together, and the withered one seems to be looking around. He looks like he's thinking about something. And anyone who rolled above a 20, you hear him go, "This isn't right. No, something is wrong.
So we're already changing things. Is that what you're telling me?
There were forces supposed to be here. Why are the forces? Why were they in the town? He doesn't do this.
That's not good.
Is he getting desperate? Or is there something else? What have I missed?" Old man, is there something afoot then? I don't know. These loops are starting to blend together, but I still can remember them. The old one is not failing me yet, but maybe it's just the other thing taking over. We'll see. I still need to figure out how this loop can be broken. We still need to meet back up with our master. And then you see him look up towards one of the lenses. Yeah.
I don't have anything to say about it. I'm confident he can't see us, so.
Unless we were completely lied to about how this thing works.
Okay. Did you guys hear something?
Yeah. Sorry, I was listening to him. I'm like keeping. Or can tell when he's being looked at, so I will sort of mind my own business.
Yeah.
Not gonna look at him directly, at least.
Okay.
Because when you look at directly him, he seems to like fucking eye the thing immediately. I'll be on the defensive. Keep an eye out.
Mm-hmm. Victor's gonna look over at the older goblin, or the older goblin king. What's your name, Elder?
Names. It's been a while since I've gone by any of them. Much
Oh.
like my brother, I changed my name as need be. Every time I made a new body to put myself in, I just changed my name.
Right. Forgot about-
What
Why?
should we call you?
That's the thing. For the longest time now, I've just been the Goblin King. And then Jared was given my title. I can't even remember my original name. Oh, not like it'll matter. If I help out against this entire thing, my name's not going to be needed.
No, but your deeds can be remembered.
But some of the
I'm
deeds
allowed
I've
to.
committed in this life is, well, out of what I would want to be remembered for anyways. So letting me fade into obscurity might be part of my repentance
this
for
way.
everything.
I'm someone that could write things down, and all I know is here and what happens after.
Yes, but Jared knows how I came to have him. I think letting me go into obscurity would be the best. Might also
Hoping
allow
to
the
keep you
child.
around.
Oh no, no! If I leave this orb, I'm dead. I have
Yeah.
hours, so it's just best to use every ounce I have left.
I was hoping to at least let you, brother. Unless you had a problem with that.
Problem with what? What did you say?
Visiting brother.
Ah, that's the thing. I don't know if I'm popping out in my time. In which case, if that's the case, he works for Ardov. I'm not gonna be able to see him. And if not, since you guys don't know anything about Ardov, I don't know if my brother still exists in your time period. I don't know what he's done, if he even wants to see me. I don't even know if he
I
would
don't know
still
what he's-
remember me.
Well, I mean, I do know he exists. He's part of the Sanctum of Stability.
Do you mean his harebrained idea to lock himself into, infuse himself into a suit of armor worked?
Yes.
You see his eyes kind of go angry for a second, and he's like, "That's stupid! How did he find immortality before I did?"
Don't know, but that's the point. I would rather have you be able to go. So don't waste everything you have here. If we can keep you, I'd prefer that.
Yeah, but we gotta respect his choice, whatever he makes.
Why not die with a family member? I mean, he's, from what I could tell, a decent guy. He's with the Sanctum.
Yeah, maybe.
He should. I will respect his wishes, but he should have the full brunt of the ability to know that his brother's still around, from what I can tell. That we might as well see him if he has the capacity to. I'd rather die with a family member. If that was my choice. Or gestures in general. Maybe he'll help give you a little bit of insight how to do what he did.
I still think I need to eventually pass on. The fact that he found immortality before I did, and a more effective form. The other reason why I can't be outside of here is this body is deteriorating. The next clone was deteriorating at such a accelerated rate that I wouldn't be able to use it. So I don't have enough time to transfer bodies or to do anything. Most I can do is remain in stasis inside here. That's why I die one way or another. It's an eventual thing. In fact, this spell itself, not even perfect for eternity. It will eventually fade. I will eventually cease to exist one way or another. It's just, do I get to choose how I die, or do I continue to hide?
I state
Now, you say my brother is part of your sanctum.
I can put you in a card.
Again, that just temporarily holds me in stasis.
Yes, but I can carry you around to see your brother.
You don't like letting an old man die, do you?
Not particularly. I've had a little bit too much of a scrape with mortality to want to let go.
Well, here's the benefit. Technically, I should have had my scrape with mortality, and my body is not really a body anymore. To put it simply, I'm more like a sentient jello. I will eventually return to jello. There is nothing left of goblin in me but my mind right now.
How worried about it are you?
I've
Yeah.
lived over 400 years. I've committed some atrocities alongside my brother. I've been in mages guilds. I've discovered new magics. I'm not worried about it. I'm leaving a legacy that's Jared, the best legacy I could have, as opposed to all the darkness I did beforehand. And if we can get this
Nods.
kingdom to survive, why not? Why not go out with one last fulminous, phosphorus blast?
I appreciate that. As someone who is past their prime, I guess, as far as humans go. I find myself still growing every day. And let me tell you, Thomas in his prime was a fucking idiot.
No. They
At
said
this
you
point,
came
though-
from a different area.
I did. Yeah.
What happened between this and then?
It's been about a week since my life changed. About a week ago, I didn't realize magic was real in the current human continent. Well, I guess they tell us it's not. The only people that know the practice are the paladins that protect us. Quote unquote, protect us. It's more of a authoritarian, regime that controls the masses through information. I just so happened to meet a hag, and she just so happened to be good-hearted enough to give me my new pet. And shows off the book. And for the past 7 days, I have been witnessing feats of magic that have quite literally turned my stomach to the point that I was just like a never-ending geyser of various fluids and bile. And now, at this point in my life, I realize no matter how hard I tried to work for the better, no matter how hard I tried to work within a system to improve it, that system was already fucked. And it took somebody else breaking me out of that system to finally feel like I'm doing some good, and at the very least, I'm trying. But fuck if it doesn't feel bad to be a baby, a neophyte in this war. I'm learning as fast as I can, and for what it's worth, I feel like I understand the mechanics of the things that are going on around me pretty damn well for only being here about a week.
You're getting it.
And I appreciate that. And I guess that's why I'm curious about your experience as somebody who has, well, found the sort of immortality that doesn't serve you. I'm gonna die probably in the next 2 weeks at the rate I'm going. And I want to make sure that those last 2 weeks mean more than enforcing the rules for a whole bunch of schlubs.
See, from stress, maybe. Hope to keep you around longer than that, though, Thomas.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. My plan is to sit here in this bubble, watch how things go, and hope things go the same way tomorrow. And if they do, I want to put a bullet in that fucking shaman's head. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
That sounds like a good plan.
All right.
Drink to that.
In that case, I'm tuning into my favorite TV show. And he cops a squat right in front of the window.
Anything else you guys wish to discuss before the reset?
None that I can think of.
I would ask for a play-by-play, Michael.
Play-by-play of what you guys were planning, or?
No, of what we see outside for the full day.
Oh, you guys want to go another full day?
No. Well, I would like just like a summary of events, because we have been here for 2 hours. Just to make sure I'm not missing a particular event of, what we're seeing outside of the bubble. Is there, I mean, we know that we see them marching earlier than the old man assumed they were going to be marching. But is that the only, event of note that we can see from the enemy?
That and them seeming to notice that the guards weren't in the castle, so now they're thinking that either he's getting desperate or something else is going on, and the others seem to know that something is not affecting the shaman, but it's still affecting them, and that they just need to listen to the shaman.
Yeah, that I understand.
That's
Okay.
And beyond that, it's mostly everything seems almost rehearsed.
And what is the rehearsed course of events outside of the anomalies that we watched through the window for today? Do we have like a
It's breaching the gate, sitting here and sieging the town and trying to accumulate everyone towards the center, killing anyone that you can and kind of pushing them towards the center while going along the walls and just kind of pushing them in like a herd and then just slaughtering them as they can.
That's what the shaman's faction is doing. They're
Yes.
slowly pushing through the gate, hurting everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And around what time of day does that happen?
That seems to be happening around 6 o'clock. That it started today. It seems to be closer to like 7 or 8 that it traditionally would start. So it does seem like they started a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
And it seems like something kind of alerted them to do that. But then there also seems to be the whole factor of when they breach the castle. It apparently is usually a little bit sooner. Well, it's usually a little bit sooner that they're trying to breach the castle, but it usually takes longer because the forces are usually there.
Got it. Okay. So we have an idea of when it normally happens, when it happened today. But regardless, it seems like it's happening, in the later afternoon.
Yeah.
How far away are they? When would they have needed to start marching in order to get here at 6?
From the looks of everything, probably around noonish they would have had to leave.
Okay.
So we get going bright and early, try to catch them unawares when they start their journey. 5, 6 a.m.
Works for me.
And at the very least, if we catch wind that they're moving earlier than even today, hopefully we can find ourselves a strategic position where a smaller group, we can see them coming a mile a fucking way.
Yeah, I agree. We should try 2 separate plans. We should, and I want to be clear that we don't talk about these plans outside of this unless we're very sure that we're in an arcane barrier of some sort, or are not going to be heard by floating eyes. But I want to try doing a attack on them in the forest before they even get to the walls. And then the second option is kill box.
Well, hold on. I mean, we're making plans right now around, catching them out, catching the whole armies out.
Oh, I know.
Why don't we just try to get to their camp?
That's what I'm saying.
Before they even. Okay.
Yeah, so we're going out to them in the forest as our first plan.
Oh,
And then
okay. Sorry.
The second one, they possibly know that we're there. More than likely, they might know that we're there, but they're. I mean, unless we want to flip those plans around, because
No.
I mean,
This is perfect.
we only have one prize. The next one is not going to be a surprise.
Yeah.
At least from what I am understanding.
Let's go fuck them up.
So then, did you guys want to take some of your newer compatriots? Because I was watching out for them, and it seems like they found a place to hide.
I guess
Yeah,
I'll let you
definitely.
guys decide that one.
Yeah, we're definitely be a good idea to take them with. But I want to talk to.
Do you want to talk
I
to
want to talk to the current Goblin King. I can't remember.
Jared?
Jared, thank you. And I want to generally kind of get an idea of some things, and then, make our way along. But we are gonna want to make sure that we talk about that in a place where we can't be.
We don't have many of those.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with the amount of eyes that are around, we might not be able to sneak up on them. Unless we have some form of cloak. And unless I happen to learn something and pick up an aura, which I don't think I can, I don't think there's a possibility of me learning obscurement from our time split hag. Yeah.
I don't know. if you ask me, there's still too many unknowns. So, I think our best bet is to just gather as many folks as we can and get the fuck over there. Over planning, I think, is the enemy of progress.
Yeah.
Get over there before they have time to react or plan anything.
I mean, shit. Running out there to them and bringing the fight to them somewhere else, that'll throw them off for the day after, so.
I
Well,
agree.
Jared remembers through the resets. So,
Yep.
and given that, if a reset happens, so tomorrow, if we go out there and all of us die, we may not remember the plan second setting. So we have to tell Jared he knows the plan to help us. So we don't
Yeah.
get stuck in a loop constantly doing the same things over and over again.
Well,
Stubbornly.
hey, old man knows the plan. Jared could just stick us back in here.
Yeah.
You know what? Why hasn't Jareth sat up here for a night?
Because then the time loop breaks and all the people are dead.
He's
Oh,
in
crap.
on it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's the thing is this time loop can be fixed at any time. He knows the solution. The solution is to give up and let all of his people. But that's why he started the time loop to begin with.
I was just trying to think of a possible, like the simplest solution, and
Yeah,
it's not a solution at all.
yeah, Jared has a better heart than I did when I was younger. I would have just let them all die. I did several times throughout my life, so I taught him to be better than I was, and he is much better than I was. That's the only legacy I need to leave is him, this kingdom. The change in who I
We're here to
was.
save.
So, if you guys find yourself in a pickle, he slowly pulls out a glowing orb from his pocket and offers it to you guys. Throw this on the ground. I will be able to see it. And I'll do my best to get you the help you need.
All right.
Understood?
Well, fuck it, boys. Let's go.
I will be completely honest. I'm expecting to die tomorrow. So as soon as the reset happens, we're gonna get out there, and I don't think we're gonna be successful in the first attempt.
Listen. The second you start expecting to die, that's when things start going wrong. All right.
Hey, I'm gonna do my best. Don't get me wrong.
I need you to get your fucking head in the game. Look at me. Look at me, Axe. Come on. Head in the game.
With
Head
that,
in the game.
Here for Asian.
with that, you see the time starting to sit here and spin backwards. The moon going back over the crust, the sun going back over, people seeming to go backwards in their motions.
Oh,
People
that's
who were dying seem to pop back up. The Fomorians marching back into the woods.
I don't like any of that.
How do you think I felt for the last track?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that tracks.
I don't like it going one way and then the other over and over again. But to everyone else, it's like none of it ever happened.
Oy.
I
Would
suppose the
you-
reason you've stayed in here this whole time is your intent is to help get past the reset.
Might have been my final purpose in this life, yes.
That's annoying.
When
Sorry. Do you have more?
I was just trying to think aloud. Like, if we find the narrowest spot in the woods, that might be where we would want to set something up. If we don't make it to the camp all the way.
Okay.
Well, the other benefit is if you leave around midnight, you guys can actually sit here and get them while they're sleeping.
Oh, see, that was my next question. Was when does the time loop start? You know, what time is it gonna be when we get out of this bubble? And if it's
Ah.
midnight, we got all the time in the fucking world.
According to timepieces, it would be 12:01, right after midnight. And it starts
Hell.
at midnight of the day that Jared died.
All right. Then I guess we get going.
Should have time. Agree.
Nope.
Best of luck.
All right.
When Jared awakes and comes, since he'll remember, I'll end up telling him the plan. Keep an eye out, just in case you use the orb.
Hell yeah.
Attempt to gently dap the goblin up.
He daps you back, and it's the texture of his hand. You don't really feel much of bones, and it seems more like if you were to lightly dap up like a pork belly.
Nice.
All right. As soon as the thing changes, let's get the hell out of here.
You guys see the stars stop moving backwards in that morning that it starts, and then they start moving forward. And the Goblin King goes, "Splurch."
Is Poutine with us?
Poutine is not there yet. No, well, Poutine would be where they were hiding before the reset. But no, the Goblin King just goes, "Splurch."
Splurge.
Splurch.
Going. Best of luck.
Killer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing you guys.
I look forward to seeing you too.
Be on the other side.
And he kind of waves his hand in front of the ball a little. And you see almost like a doorway open for you guys.
Float on over or otherwise.
Yeah.
You guys
For some
kind
reason,
of
I imagine the giant orb just has like low gravity or something. Just fucking do whatever.
Yeah, Victor's gonna step out.
And Scrap's gonna kind of look up at you and is like, "That old man's not going to live."
No, he doesn't want to.
Well, better than what was forced on me by a fae. Let's go!
Yeah, I'm sorry you were not given that choice.
Hey, if I wasn't sat here and made sentient, would I be able to do this? He slowly puts his hands up, and you see them shaking for a second, but then his little thumbs are sticking up, and he's like, "I'm getting better at things."
Victor just gives him a high five.
He
Or
tries
low
to high five back too.
He gives him a low five.
Okay, so out into the woods we go.
Yep.
It's out of my terrain. When I'm not in the trash bins.
Right.
So, Thomas, how good are you with the woods?
I mean, they say that I come from a concrete jungle.
Are the trash bins full there?
Yes.
Sounds like a heaven.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, heaven. For sure.
The promised land.
One of these days, I'm gonna be going back there, fuck that whole place up. And if you want to come with me to eat all the garbage, you're more than welcome.
If we're gonna fuck that place up, can I get a gun?
No. And
We still have a
because I don't-
flintlock.
No, hold on. And that's not because I don't think you could use it. It's because I don't trust you with it. Okay? Just to be clear.
In fact, why don't I have a gun? I can stand up now. I've got an armor that sits here and protects me. Why don't I have a gun so I can protect myself just a little bit more?
They're expensive.
Now again, it's not that I don't think you would be able to use one. Hell, I think you might even be pretty proficient. It's just that I don't trust you. You understand that?
Oh, can
Like,
I
I trust you as a person. I don't trust you with a gun.
can I at least ask for the eye of the shaman? Maybe I.
When
If
we're
we
done,
kill him,
there's-
you
you
can have
can
his
have the
staff.
leftovers. You can have the leftovers, okay?
I can have the leftovers.
Whatever's
You're gonna
left
start asking for
over, we don't-
prosthetics too while you're at it.
whatever we don't lose, loot, or destroy, you can have the leftovers.
Okay. You know, I wasn't asking for the eye for a food, right?
The fuck are we gonna do with it then?
I just
You
wanted.
were just
I
saying
just
you're
wanted
talking
his
about
good
eating
eye.
You were just sitting here talking about eating garbage. You say, "Oh, let me get that guy's eye." You expect me not to think it's food?
You think I'm gonna want some rotten corpse? Do you know how many
I've eaten
diseases could
goat.
be in there?
I've eaten a goat's eye before. I don't know. Didn't feel
Honest,
that weird.
You're not
Yeah.
gonna win.
What do you mean? I'm not trying to win. I'm just having a conversation with our friend here.
So you've eaten a goat eye.
I've eaten a goat's eye. Wait, you never had a fucking, grill before?
No, I usually was just given crackers and
no, yeah.
garbage. Yeah.
Crackers and garbage. Yeah, no, that makes. Sorry, that was rude of me. I didn't even hear how it came out. Please forgive me.
Or the cakes that we would give you.
Yes, the rice cakes, the delicious little rice cakes, and the Jaffa cakes, and there were the little treats that I was given all the time by. I miss that
wonder
old
how
serpent dude.
Archimedes- I wonder how Archimedes would handle this.
Isn't he like one of those really old snake things?
Yeah, he's the old serpent dude.
Yeah. I've only seen him out of that form once when you were around.
But you saw him out of that, or in that form before when I wasn't around, huh?
Yeah. I thought I was gonna be eaten.
I get why. Dart vipers are intimidating.
I mean, he can swallow you. He can swallow the dragon thing.
Hey, spit him back.
I don't
up
wanna-
there.
I don't want to hear about anyone swallowing a dragon's thing. Okay.
That's not what anyone is implying.
Okay.
Aznaroth briefly looks over at Stella. Oh, the dirty jokes.
Alright, so do we have to talk to Jared, or are we just out?
It sounded like the goblin was gonna talk to Jared.
Okay.
Presumably, he's asleep.
Yeah.
I would be too after dying and then reincarnating.
It's probably the only thing that keeps him sane, honestly.
You know,
What sanity?
thinking about it, yeah, dying over and over again would probably sit her and require a little bit of rest between.
Yep.
Well, not only that, but the fact that he wakes up knowing he's going to die really close. Him being asleep is probably the only respite he gets. It's the only normal time that he has.
Yeah. And let's try to see if we can get the more normal time. I mean, what's the worst that happens? This entire thing gets fixed, they go to sit her and be back in their own time, and then for some reason, everything, he dies. We see a whole different history of our world.
I mean, yeah, probably. Right? Because time would have to catch up in one way or another.
Let's hope that that instead it's the second one, that they just appear in our time zone.
That's what it sounded like. They just suddenly, spontaneously appear here.
Okay.
Yep.
So, let's go deal with this.
There'll be more people living in the woods.
Yes. Suddenly
go.
there will be an influx of farm and mouths to feed at the same time.
I'll say,
Yeah.
there is one nice thing if we succeed here and it's success in the past, and then it basically fast forwards through their time, they would have enough time to be able to actually amass forces for us and what we need back
Yep.
home. Because this is just a break of what we have back at home.
This is the easy task.
Feels like.
So you guys head on down through the castle. Most of the guards seem to be on certain patrols. You do see one of them kind of look at you coming from the roof, and he just kind of looks you all over, looks at the rifle and everything, and is like, did I drink too much again last night?
Probably.
And then he looks over at you and is like, okay, so my hallucinations are now telling me that I probably drank too much. Okay. Okay, I need to stop drinking.
Drink.
But now my hallucinations are telling me to drink.
I said stop drinking.
Oh.
Victor nudges Snap.
Drink.
Oh. Oh.
Whoa, schizophrenia be upon ye.
What's schizophrenia? Why is my mind trying to tell me to get schizophrenia? What?
Just breathe. I'll be okay.
Should probably get some water.
Yeah, I should. And you see him slowly stumble off.
Take a nice nap.
Yeah, Brain, I will. But you guys do seem to get to the town gate, and you do see Poutine standing there, seeming to argue with a couple of the guards. The guards themselves are kind of sitting there and being like, "Who are you? And what do you mean, let you through, or you're going to go through your own way? I mean it. This wall isn't going to stop me. You're not going to stop me. I'm going through."
Take it easy there.
He's with us.
We would like to travel.
It is the middle of the night, and I don't remember any of your faces.
Would we be on this side of the gate if the king didn't want us to be? He gives permission for all comings and goings of the kingdom, does he not?
Hey, nobody's ever
that-
told me whether or not I can do my comings. All right.
It's usually within 4 to 5 seconds anyway.
Okay. Just because I'm 42 years old, you get to talk shit about my proclivities. That's quite rude.
Hey.
Hey, can we get by, please? I don't want to sit here and listen to this guy's antics anymore. Can we please get by?
At the comment of the 4 to 5 seconds, he does start bursting out a little bit. He's like, you know what?
You see what I gotta deal with on the daily?
You know what? Yeah, you guys just don't cause any trouble, and don't let me find out that you caused trouble while you were here.
We're leaving.
I
How
know.
can we cause trouble?
You could have
It's a
already
working
caused
man. Listen.
trouble.
He's a working man. Just let him.
No, you have our word. We haven't done anything to cause trouble.
Okay. Hope you guys enjoy your 4 to 5 second walk in the woods or whatever you're doing.
My comings and goings. Okay. All right. Thank you.
And as you guys do leave the town and Poutine's following along with you guys, he's like, "Hey,
You happen to remember us?
you guys are very weird."
What's that?
Do you,
What do you mean?
do you happen to remember us, though?
Yes, I have not
Okay.
died yet. Chumbawamba did say you guys are from a different time.
Yeah.
So, seems
From
culture
towns-
has changed a lot.
Good bit.
Yeah, we're from
Okay.
towns and lines that haven't really been established yet.
So what's our plan?
We have to be very careful talking. Are we able to sense the eyes, or do we? Because I mean, I should have detect magic. I think.
Detect magic would allow you to detect where spells are and all that, yeah.
Do I have detect magic? I should.
I know at least one of you should have it. I think there's two
Of the
of you.
spell magic.
Do I?
Who here has detect magic? If the answer is no one, I have detect. And I have sudden lack of RP because I definitely should have something. That being the mage of the group.
Actually, I
I
think
don't know if that's
yours
okay.
was because the Eye of the Warlock
And I'm down
sort
for
of
that.
acts as it. And being technically the eyes don't have don't have any obscurement on them. Yeah. But I could have sworn one of you had it. I don't think it's the cat. No, I'm pretty sure it's not the cat. Detect life.
Detect traps and detect life.
Yeah.
I have.
I have
Alright.
dispel magic, but I don't have detect magic.
Yeah, so it's just the eyes of the warlock. Okay. Wow.
And yeah, I was like, how did we see these before?
Because
Thought
they
someone
were
had detect-
just no, because you were inside the barrier of the loop of the aspect of the hags.
Yes.
So it kind of causes a dome of obscurement that also reveals things super easy.
I have a specific question that I have ran into in Dungeons and Dragons, 5th edition or otherwise. There is technically, and it depends on what your system has and what you define as it. There's technically a difference between detect magic and see magic.
Yep.
Detect magic would just tell you that there's an invisible person in your detector.
It wouldn't even tell you that it's an
Um,
invisible person. It would just tell you that there's magic in that general
Yeah,
area.
or potentially the School of Magic.
Well, that's what
I think that would be admiration.
that's
illusion.
what the aura stuff is.
And okay, so there's that. Then there's sea magic, which is sea things, which would technically be above sea invisibility. It'd be even harder to cast, unless you say otherwise.
It depends. Because
Unless
read
you want it to be
aura,
underneath, because
because
yeah.
read aura itself tells you the school of magic and this and that, and it shows you a bit of it. So you actually get to see the effects on it. It kind of identifies it to you by making it a visual. Detect magic is you just detect a general magic in the area. The eyes themselves, because of how they work innately for trying to learn things and why it uses up so much energy and usually damages the user's eyes, is the factor that you're using your eyes to actually open up the cosmos and you're seeing all the strands. It's how you accidentally learn abilities, by seeing how the person is manipulating the strands of magic and everything and making them coalesce.
Gotcha. So I can still see it with the eyes.
Yes. And if you're using it, you can see the magical items on yourselves. You can see Poutine is just radiant with magic, but there's no eyes outside of the town, especially heading towards the forest this way. It seems like it never dawned on them to set up a defense.
Well, that's the thing. Assumedly, he might still be asleep.
Yeah.
So there might be a period of time where there is no eye until he wakes up, remembers, and then casts.
Oh no, when you look towards the town, you can see small little dots where those eyes are. They are still there. They're like passively still there somehow. But there is nothing along this road and this pathway out towards the woods. It's like they never thought that there would be a counterattack. That their threat was just too high.
So I don't see any of the eyes out here, and none of them are following us, obviously.
Nope.
So you just see Azeroth kind of like turn around, look up, look around. I don't see any eyes, so we can talk about this. Our plan is to make a counterattack. Attack now against them. Wreck while they're still asleep as much as we can.
Okay.
And then if for whatever reason that we have to go to the next cycle, if it did not work for whatever reason, we had another plan hitting them at the gate.
Here's the fun thing. As a patron level entity, I'm supposed to exist outside, so to speak, of things. I wonder if I die, if it would remove my memory of things. So I'm curious. I doubt they'll be able to kill me. I've got ways to survive.
That's the thing. I don't know, because from what I understand, the spell is a loop, so the perpetuated magic on it should literally just turn everything back to where it was, and that's why it's not changing any type of effects. So theoretically, it should just make you not dead anymore. So I'm unsure if we're even affected by it yet, because technically a strong soul should be unaffected by the magic.
So, Do we need stealth?
Stealth would be a good idea, but we're known to be stealthy, and then as soon as stealth drops, throw it all away and blow over.
So would a cloud of fog and snow work?
That would be useful in this situation.
Anything that would give us a better chance of getting through undetected.
Or at least getting to it undetected. Yes. I'll start with yes, I'll start with fog and do snow. Once we get closer, this way we can interfere with more things, potentially make difficult attack patterns for them. So he does seem to take a strange kind of club-like hammer slash scepter thing, and he kind of starts waving it around in a circle and kind of shaking it. The rock at the end seeming to clack inside itself. And you start to see a fog start to actually surround you guys in the same rotation that he clacks it around for a few seconds. And as you guys go further into the woods, you do somewhat see out of the fog. After a couple of hours, you get to a place where it looks like there are some tents set up in some camps. And the only one you seem to see at a distance doing anything looks to be the older kind of maned individual hanging, well, standing over and leaning over a cauldron. And he seems to be talking to it.
Notation-wise, is this one of the ones that can remember through the cycles?
This
I don't think
is
so. There's
the
only
one
from them.
This is the one that could remember. And he's
Okay.
talking to something in the cauldron.
He seems to be the only one awake, though.
Mm-hmm. In fact, it doesn't look like he
Interesting.
even woke up. It looks like he doesn't sleep. Like that might be a side effect of whatever's rotting him.
I was about to say, so this is the shaman. This
Mm-hmm.
I heard maned individuals.
Yes.
Oh, this is a different one.
No. This the shaman has a slight mane going on. He's similar to, I think it's Gorzog, but he doesn't have the tusks. So he looks semi-related, but not entirely.
Stella, what's your firing range?
We're about to start a boss fight the second we do this.
Yeah, actually, what out of character, what is my range?
Probably about 300 feet.
300 feet. Okay.
I think
But the
my cards
24
have like 60 to 120 or something like that.
24 squares, whatever that is.
I put it at 24 squares for your gun?
Yeah. Looks like.
No, 60. We need to fix that. It's a gun. The limiting thing is ammo. And ammo costs money. Oh, yes. It's because I don't have it there. Yeah.
The
I'm gonna put my hand on my sword, go in its sheath, and then I'm gonna look. Just gonna close my eyes, thinking. Would going in for an arcane strike be preferable, or just spell bombing his ass?
if that fire, it's gonna wake everyone up.
As soon as we hit him, everyone's starting to wake up, anyways.
Yeah.
Alright.
Which means it might be a better idea to try to get in as close as we can.
Just thought of
Either way.
something. Huh. It just dawned on me, if one of us dies, we can break the loop if we finish things, but then we won't come back.
I'm committed.
Just mentioning that before we take any risks.
The second we
I-
left Apes,
Y'all
Ready?
get into position. I'll take a shot and that'll be the signal.
And I'm ready to go too.
Thomas,
Nothing left to do. Nothing left to do but go forward.
I'm moving closer to the town or the camp, but
I'm
still
gonna
kinda
do my new trick. Catch you guys on the flip side, and he just disappears.
and I'm gonna touch up my armor.
Thomas is going to ponder the book, the tome, his buddy.
I might want to, but
Pondering in which way? You're just going to think about it, or are you like trying to
No, I'm going
focus
to
on
crack it open and I'm going to try to read things from it and discern new secrets and see if I can pull any new spells out of it, like Conjure Trinket.
Well, I mean, we already sat here and let you learn the stuff. But if you are trying to sit there and have a 5, would you roll?
I mean this purely for RP reasons.
Oh,
Like, to give shape to the fact that I've learned new things.
Oh no, I was expecting you to have done that earlier. No, this
see.
if you're doing it now, technically, the tome does have its own spells. There is.
Oh, I would actually love to. I mean, if there's new shit I can get from, yeah. I guess what would I have to roll in order to try to math some of this crap out?
So, since you just opened to a random page, give me a luck check.
All right, I can do that.
Yeah.
No skill, just luck by itself.
No, luck is a skill. Luck is an attribute.
Yes. I just mean that there's no additional skill or
Nope.
sub-skill associated with it. Okay.
No additional skill. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Okay. So I go to when I'm using the auto roller, I would use attribute luck, not attribute luck, and then modifier skill and sub skill would all be set to none. Correct?
We're not going to use attribute. We're going to use modifier luck.
Got it. Okay. All right, here we go. Takes a little while. 18.
So you open it to a very interesting page. At first, it seems similar to some of the things that you've cast up to this point. Do you want to try taking
A crack at it? Yeah, 100%.
So I need you to choose a target. This is similar to your Eldritch Bolt, but there seems to be something different about it.
Can I pick a tree?
If you desire.
Yes.
I mean, we are planning on all attacking at the same time, and how Lycan does his turns, essentially, like,
Yeah, you
all
guys.
of us
Yeah.
combat at the same time so we can coordinate. So you attacking technically does not, like, jump the gun for Stella attacking, since she said she was going to shoot.
Okay. Okay.
In this case, it's just you go first. Technically, Stella's gun goes off, and the rest of them attack. And then probably after the gun goes off, spell hit.
Okay. That sounds correct to me. Okay, sure. I guess I'll shoot the same target as Stella.
So you're going to. I will also require you to choose one thing. As you're pulling the spell from the book, choose a sort of creature that comes to mind.
I guess the first creature that comes to mind is a rat.
Okay. So we will come back to resolve this in just a second. We said Stella was going to fire off the first shot.
Yes.
Yes.
Then we will go to Nyx's shot. So Stella, I will require an attack roll from you.
All right. Going to use precise shot.
And you're also going to roll at advantage.
Just going to dig arcane.
This damage is about to go hard. We got the two. We got two people who are pretty much marksmen going first.
Ah.
25.
25.
Looks like 25. Yes.
Okay. You said with your precise shot.
Yes.
Okay, so that's another 5 to the damage. Okay. Okay. Don't mind me just pulling up. Oh, nope, not the printer. I need to track some things. Because you also add puncture. I think you just have basic puncture, right?
I think so.
Okay. So what that's going to be is because you used that, and that's going to be that. So at least I don't have to worry about puncture stats. No, I will have to worry about it because because the modification, because it's up to 20 now. Yes. Good. And you said arcane strike on top of that?
Yes.
Just arcane. Okay. Nothing to worry about there. Cool. It's just with charisma mod. Okay. How bad is that? Okay, that's shuffle. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not as frightening as it could have been. Good. Okay. So you fire, and now, Thomas, you have cast a random spell from your spell book. This is the first time you've gotten to do this. Nobody else has tried this in the game either. And the thing that you ended up sitting here and accidentally finding was a seeking bolt. So out of your hand jumps a rat that scurries 30 feet towards, and then dashes another 30 feet towards this boss. That will take 2 action points from you, as if it was a normal attack.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, that is a seek and destroy.
You said this is what is it called again?
Yeah, this is a seeking bolt that you just shot out of there. That's why usually it's an animal or an object that you will think of that it takes the form of.
Got it.
And I want you to roll me an intellect check.
You got it. Yeah. Intellect. Modifier. Intellect. Here we go. $22.
This is the exact thing that the other guys were using, the summoners. They just use the same kind of image as the conjurations that they make, so it is harder to see. So you envisioning it as a rat, it came out as a rat and is seeking out the shaman. Now, you still have 2 action points. Stella still has 4. And we also have Victor and Azeroth. Is there anything else anyone else wants to do? The rat will take a couple of rounds to get there, but it will be so much fun. Because you do realize, since you have identified that it's like those other ones, that it explodes on impact if it hits.
That's fire.
You just sent out a drone.
Hell yeah.
After I hear the gun, I want to drop like glow, but there's no way to drop it without interrupting anyone else's stuff.
Not really. I mean, what's it going to interrupt?
I was going to say, Victor, are you shooting something?